He snaps and bites down hard, like he's forcing himself to stay awake through the pain. Blood spills instantly, and you can tell this isn't hesitation anymore. It's survival mode. That desperation leads straight into a full-on nightmare. People rush in and freeze because the place is already turned into a slaughterhouse. Bodies are down on the stairs, and at the top, the red cape figure is standing there like the owner of the scene, holding their prize while everyone below can only stare. The crowd tightens up behind the front line. The noble-looking kid up front goes stiff, the others step in without saying it, and then the real pressure hits. That horned, red-armored monster walks forward like it's about to confirm the worst fear in the room. This isn't over, it's just starting. Before anyone can even make a move, the red-caped guy closes the distance and straight up grabs the horned warrior, forcing the fight into a one-on-one dominance check. It's not even a battle right now, it's a message. The horned one takes it, bleeding but doesn't fold. He locks in with that "try me" glare, like he's about to flip the whole situation even while getting held down. And in the middle of all this chaos, one dude in the crowd just smiles. Like he's been waiting for this exact scene, already thinking 3 steps ahead and ready to cash in on whatever happens next. Right when it looks like the room's about to explode, something way bigger kicks in. A forbidden-looking magic book activates on its own, like it's responding to bloodshed and dragging the whole situation into a higher-level event. The sky outside basically announces the disaster. Dark clouds crack open, and dragons start circling a massive tower like it's their territory. Whatever got triggered isn't local anymore. It's spreading. Then the real horror shows up. A giant claw reaches in like the world is a toy, and down below there's someone trapped in a cage, small and helpless while that monster hand closes in. It's not a rescue scene, it's a claiming scene. Next thing you know, it flips into this twisted dinner setup, like someone's looking at the whole group the way you'd look at food. They're boxed in together, tense, realizing they're not guests here. They're the main course. And the predator doesn't even hide it. He leans in and casually lifts one of them up like it's nothing, staring like he's deciding what it tastes like. No panic, no rush, just pure control. That's when the vibe shifts from fear to ambition. The crew locks in, eyes glowing with that unhinged confidence, and the narration basically calls it. They're not just trying to survive this world anymore. They're planning to take it over, and it's only a matter of time. The big boss finally posts up like a king, dumping raw power into the room and making it clear this whole game is happening because he allows it. The air gets heavy, like everyone's breathing on permission. Then he shifts forward and tightens his grip, like he's about to crush the last bit of resistance out of whoever's in front of him. No theatrics, just straight pressure. And the answer comes back in one look. The guy getting pushed down isn't breaking. He stares up through the blood with that dead serious, "I'm still here" energy, like he's already planning the comeback while he's on the floor. Then the mood flips. The black-haired guy grins like he just found the crack in the armor. It's not a nervous smile, it's that finally my turn kind of grin. He lunges in with zero fear, swinging in close like he's been waiting to run this exact play. He's not trying to push the enemy back, he's trying to end it right here. And you can see the other guy clock it instantly. One eye sharp, sweat starting to drop, because for the first time, it feels like this fight might actually slip out of his control. He stays in the pocket and forces the clash even closer, dragging the fight right up to the throne like he's challenging the whole pecking order, not just one opponent. Now it's straight face-to-face heat. The black-haired guy pins him by the hair and leans in, talking crazy while the blade pressure stays locked. He's trying to break his pride before he breaks his body. And the other guy doesn't answer with words. He narrows his eye, blood on his face, and you can tell he's about to do something dirty and decisive, because he's done letting this kid run the tempo. That cursed book flares up again, like it's feeding off the conflict and rewriting the rules mid-fight. You can feel this something is about to activate moment hit. The black-haired guy throws his head back laughing, hands still up like he's holding the whole situation in his palm. He's acting like he just forced the trigger on purpose, like this chaos is exactly what he wanted. And then the scale jumps instantly. The giant tower lights up in red like an alarm, and everyone down below starts moving toward it, because now it's clear the real stage isn't the throne room anymore. It's whatever's waiting inside that tower. Everything turns into straight chaos. Enemies rush in from all sides, blades flashing, red eyes glowing, like the world just flipped into full combat mode with no breaks. In the middle of it, the long-haired guy locks his jaw and centers himself. No shouting, no panic, just that calm before the storm look when someone's about to unleash something serious. And right on cue, the book mutates again. The glow shifts, the energy warps, and now it feels like it's not just reacting anymore, it's choosing a side. He finally pulls the trigger, one clean, violent strike that smashes straight through the defense and sends the fight flying across the room. No hesitation, just pure execution. The impact lands hard. Blood sprays, eyes widen, and in that split second you can tell the hit wasn't meant to scare, it was meant to finish. When the dust clears, he's standing over the fallen body, blades still raised, cape snapping behind him. The roles are flipped now, and everyone watching knows the balance of power just changed. He bursts out laughing like a maniac, blood still fresh, energy way too high for someone who just flipped the whole battlefield. This isn't relief. This is someone enjoying the chaos a little too much. He throws out a wild shout. Hyping everyone up like this was all part of the plan. The crowd eats it up instantly, laughing and cheering like they just won the lottery, fully buying into his madness and calling him the greatest demon king ever. Then it cuts to the other side. The survivors step forward together, weapons ready, faces locked in. From their point of view, this isn't a hero standing there. It's the final boss they're about to challenge. But the hype dies fast. The long-haired guy hits the ground hard, blood pooling, eyes still open like he's refusing to accept that this is how it ends. The black-haired Demon King type looks down at him with that unsettling half-smile, like he's impressed and also totally ready to push it further. Then he raises his weapon over his head for the final drop, power crackling around him, aiming to end the long-haired guy in one brutal swing. No mercy, no pause, just the execution coming down. At the last second, the guy on the ground grits his teeth and forces his body to move, biting back the pain like he's refusing to go out quietly. His hand curls, fingers digging into the floor. It's weak, shaky, but it's a choice. He's not done yet. And then it hits. Power surges through him, blood and energy snapping together as he pushes himself up, eyes lit with pure defiance. That final blow just turned into the start of something way worse. He comes up with a savage grin, eyes glowing like the pain just flipped a switch. Instead of collapsing, he looks excited, like he finally unlocked the version of himself everyone should have feared. The air tightens, and that red energy starts crawling around him, wrapping up his body like it's armor. He's not just standing now, he's taking control of the space. Then he explodes forward and lands a brutal hit that snaps the other guy's head back, blood spraying. In one move, he interrupts the execution and turns into a beatdown. The crowd snaps out of the shock all at once, eyes wide as they realize the situation just flipped again. What they thought was the end just turned into something way more dangerous. That dark symbol spreads across the floor, soaking in blood and intent, like an ancient contract being signed without anyone's permission. Then footsteps cut through the tension. Someone new steps in, slow and deliberate, and you can feel it. Whatever's walking in now isn't here to watch, it's here to interfere. He's on the ground but still conscious, jaw tight, eyes twitching, like his body's wrecked, but his will straight up refuses to shut off. Then his eye sharpens, locking onto something new. Not panic, not confusion, recognition. Whatever just stepped in, he knows it's trouble. The camera pulls back to that staircase again. A figure stands at the top, calm and dominant, while everyone else freezes below. The room goes dead quiet, because now it's clear a new player has entered, and they don't look impressed with how things turned out. He plants the blade down and floods it with raw energy, purple lightning cracking across the floor like a warning shot. This isn't a swing, it's a declaration. The power settles into the weapon, humming and unstable, while he just stands there calm, like he's daring anyone to test it. The room knows better. And then his eye changes. The glow sharpens, focus locking in, signaling that he's fully crossed the line. Whatever he's about to do next, he's doing it on purpose. He gives that calm, crooked smile, the kind that says he's already decided the outcome. The purple aura around him isn't fading, it's building. Then he fires it off. Purple lightning detonates in a straight burst, ripping through the space like a magic railgun shot. Fast, loud, and impossible to dodge if you're in the line. Someone on the receiving end finally breaks, screaming like their whole world just got erased in one hit. That's when everyone else understands. This isn't a clash anymore. It's a massacre if he keeps going. The blast doesn't just hit one target. It floods the whole area, swallowing everyone in purple light like a tidal wave. People don't even get time to react before they're caught in it. Bodies start breaking apart mid-scream, dissolving into ash and shadow like they were never solid to begin with. It's not defeat anymore, it's deletion. Then it cuts to one survivor's face, eyes shaking, mouth full of blood, staring like they just watched reality glitch. Because they did, and they know they're next if he looks their way. His eye goes completely blank except for that purple glow, like emotion just got shut off. At this point, he's not reacting, he's locked in and executing. Everything whites out in a split second. Sound drops, motion blurs, and it feels like the world itself just flinched from what he released. Then the impact lands. Purple energy detonates upward and outward, tearing the structure apart from the center like a controlled apocalypse. Whatever was caught in that blast didn't lose a fight, it got erased from the story. Someone's eye snaps wide open like they just realized what that power actually means. Not a trick, not a flex, but a real threat that can end everyone. Then it jumps to the calm black uniform guy. He looks up, face steady, but you can tell he's reading the room fast, connecting the dots and figuring out what just changed. He steps forward from the crowd with the white-haired guy behind him, and now the vibe is political, not chaotic. Like they're about to take control of the situation before this turns into another massacre. Now the pressure's on him. Sweat slides down his face as he realizes this isn't just a fight anymore. It's a decision that could flip the entire power structure. Across the room, a smaller figure steps forward and speaks up, breaking the silence and pulling everyone's attention dead center. No shouting, but enough confidence to make the room listen. The shot widens, and you see it clearly. Nobles, guards, and power players all watching from their seats while the main players stand in the open. This is no longer a battlefield. It's a courtroom, and whatever happens next becomes law. He turns his head, sizing up the room with that guarded look, like he already knows someone's about to corner him with politics instead of blades. And yep, an older noble steps in close and starts talking directly to him, all smile on the outside, but clearly fishing for control. It's that let's be reasonable tone that never means reasonable. He doesn't buy it. His face tightens, hand lifting like he's holding himself back from snapping, because he can feel the trap being set in real time. His eye twitches just a little. Not fear, regret. Like he already knows whatever choice he's about to make won't end clean. Night settles over the academy, calm and unreal after all that chaos. The sky looks peaceful, but everyone knows that peace is fake and temporary. The hall fills with people standing in formation, listening while someone speaks from the front. And in the middle of it, there's that thought hanging heavy in the air. Coming back here might have been a mistake, but now that he's back, there's no backing out. Someone from the crowd suddenly snaps, pointing and yelling at him like he just found an easy target. Accusations fly, tension spikes, and all eyes swing back to center. Instead of answering, he looks up at that massive, glowing list. The so-called Demon King's rules laid out like destiny carved in stone. Each line reads less like guidance and more like a setup. He stares ahead, expression calm but heavy, already understanding the punchline. These standards aren't about ruling fairly. They're about forcing him into a path he never planned to walk. He forces himself to lock it in, not just read the rules, but memorize them like a curse. Because in this place, forgetting even one line could get you killed. And the moment he accepts that, the pressure hits like a flashback. He remembers that overwhelming figure from before, the kind of power that makes you feel small just by standing near it. and it reminds him what the Demon King title really costs. Back in the present, the red-haired girl watches from the side, flame steady in her hand, eyes narrowed. She's not panicking. She's analyzing him, like she's deciding whether he's the problem or the weapon they need. Our main character stands there looking completely unbothered, radiating that effortless confidence with a calm smile like he knows he's already won. And the crowd is totally eating it up. You can see everyone from the demons to the spirits just grinning, completely vibing with the atmosphere he's created. But clearly, someone isn't a fan. This guy is literally grinding his teeth in pure rage, trying so hard not to lose it right there on the spot as he watches everything play out. Even the spectators are completely shook. This guy is sweating bullets, laughing nervously with wide eyes like he literally cannot process the sheer audacity of what just went down. The frustration is getting worse, too. You can practically hear the sound of teeth grinding together as the anger reaches a boiling point, just moments away from snapping. But despite all the tension in the room, our MC stands center stage with zero hesitation, commanding the spotlight while the entire audience watches in dead silence to see what happens next. We cut to this guy who looks like he's about to have a total meltdown. He's sweating buckets with a terrified, forced smile, realizing that things are going completely sideways and he can't do anything about it. The frustration is real, though. He is grinding his teeth so hard you can practically hear the sound, trying everything in his power not to snap and lose his temper right then and there. Then we see the full scale of the confrontation. The MC is standing there all alone on the stage, looking small but confident against that entire line of uniformed students while the crowd watches in silence. But the squad across from him is totally lost, just standing there with actual question marks floating over their heads, completely clueless about why the vibe shifted so hard. Suddenly, the anger boils over, and we zoom in on a face contorted with pure rage, his beast-like pupil dilating as he prepares to explode on everyone. And then he just completely crashes out, screaming at the top of his lungs with veins popping, looking like he is ready to tear the whole place down right now. Ignoring that whole tantrum, our MC just calmly steps up, extending a hand like he's about to drop the mic on the entire situation and take control. He starts speaking his piece with absolute confidence, not even breaking a sweat, completely owning the stage while everyone else just has to listen to what he's got to say. And that reaction is priceless. The loud guy from before is totally gagged, eyes wide in disbelief, like his brain can't even process the sheer audacity of what the MC just said. He slams his fist down hard. The impact isn't just anger, it's a warning. Everyone can feel it. This isn't frustration anymore, it's a decision being made. He finally snaps. The mask is gone, rage overflowing as he declares himself without hesitation. This isn't a bluff or intimidation. He's reminding the world exactly who stands at the top. Below him, someone stands frozen, looking up. The gap in power is obvious. This isn't a confrontation yet. It's dominance being established before the real chaos begins. Dude stays calm and steps onto the platform like he owns the place. No hesitation, no fear. He's basically saying, yeah, I'm really doing this. The crowd instantly starts whispering, and you can hear the panic creeping in. Someone clocks what's happening and drops it out loud. That place he's heading to is the dimension where demon kings get wiped out like it's routine. Now everyone's energy shifts. Even the ones who act tough look shook because this isn't some heroic field trip. This is the kind of place you don't come back from, and he's walking into it on purpose. Up top, the Archduke just looks down on him like he's already dead. No rush, no emotion, just that you're nothing stare. The guy fires back immediately. Teeth clenched, eyes locked in, like he's done being polite and he's not about to get crushed quietly. Then his expression shifts mid-sentence, like he suddenly realizes something big. He's not backing off, but you can tell he's piecing together how deep this situation really goes. The floor opens up beneath him, and there's no dramatic pause. The ritual kicks in instantly, locking him into the drop like this was planned from the start. The magic detonates around him as he falls. He keeps his grip, body steady, letting the force take him instead of fighting it. Now he's fully upside down, speed picking up fast. There's no scream, no panic, just silence as he disappears straight into the unknown. Wind tears past his face, hair whipping as his eyes stay wide open. He's not blacking out. He's staying aware through every second of the fall. The world flips from darkness to open sky in an instant. Clouds part, sunlight hits, and way below, an entire land comes into view. This isn't just another realm, it's massive. Then it happens. The artifact in his hands can't keep up with the pressure and starts cracking apart mid-fall. Whatever was protecting him is breaking, and there's no reset button now. A huge black wing snaps open mid-drop, like something just woke up at the worst possible time. It's not his power, something else is answering. He hits like a meteor. The impact blasts the snow and ice outward, carving the mountain like it got punched by God. When the smoke clears, he's standing there in the crater with those massive demon wings spread out behind him. He's alive, but now the real problem is what he just became in this realm. He steadies himself and reaches up, feeling the horns like he's double-checking reality. This isn't cosmetic. This is permanent. His expression hardens fast. Whatever shock was there is gone. Now it's calculation mode. If this body changed, then the rules change too. Without wasting time, he pulls something out and takes a quick hit, exhaling slow. Not to relax, just to stay grounded before moving forward. He fixes his clothes like nothing just happened. No rush, no nerves, just getting himself together before stepping back into the game. Then he looks up and smirks. New body, new identity, sharper presence. Whatever he's planning, he's clearly comfortable wearing this face. Moments later, he's standing above a massive crowd, looking down at everyone like it's already his stage. The reset is complete, and now he's ready to make his first move in this world. He links up with two familiar faces from Demon Academy, one who graduated second and another who came in third. They're laughing like this is easy, but the vibe is clear. These aren't random extras. These are heavy hitters. The elf guy with the glasses starts talking with that smooth, cocky tone, like he already knows how this is going to play out. Then he grins way too wide, eyes looking dead serious behind the smile. Whatever he's about to say next isn't friendly. It's the kind of line that starts trouble on purpose. He steps forward alone, posture straight, eyes calm. No flexing, no words, just confidence that makes everyone behind him fade into the background. A monument comes into view, honoring the Demon King and his lieutenant. Its history carved in stone, a reminder of who ruled this world and how power here is measured. The elf clocks it and starts grinning like he just found his favorite toy. That look says it all. He's amused, intrigued, and already planning how to stir things up next. From the balcony, he looks down at the entire hall like he's about to drop a bombshell. The crowd's quiet, waiting, and you can feel the tension stacking up. The elf's confidence cracks for a split second. Eyes widen, hands stiffen. Something just clicked in his head, and it's not good. Then the reaction explodes. Someone completely loses it, screaming at the top of their lungs. Whatever was just realized hits so hard it turns shock straight into panic. The panic peaks. Someone's face is basically pure horror, like they just saw the worst-case scenario become real in front of everyone. And then the elf reappears outside, standing calm like nothing happened, with the portal still glowing behind him. His luggage is already there too, like he planned this down to the smallest detail. But even he looks rattled now. The swagger drops, eyes blank for a second, because whatever he just witnessed wasn't part of the script. The elf senses it and slowly turns his head. That calm expression fades, because someone is standing behind him who absolutely shouldn't be here. He looks down, adjusting his glasses, trying to hide the tension. But the paws give him away. He already knows how bad this just got. The guy steps forward and reaches out, palm open. Not an attack, an invitation. Like he's saying, your move. Let's see what you do now. They face each other in the open snow, luggage between them, like it's a casual meetup. But the silence says this isn't friendly. This is a checkmate moment setting in. The elf completely snaps. The mask shatters, laughter twisting into something unhinged as all that bottled ego finally spills out. His eyes flare and blood runs as he screams. losing control in real time. Whatever confidence he had is gone. Now it's raw obsession, and things are about to get ugly fast. The guy doesn't flinch. He just watches the elf spiral, letting him burn himself out while staying completely in control. The elf pulls it back into a grin and starts talking like he's back on top. Same smooth mouth, but now it's got that edge, like he's trying to turn this into a deal or a trap. The guy stays quiet, thinking it through. No instant reaction, no ego. He's weighing what the elf really wants and what the catch is. The elf bends down, grabbing his luggage while catching his breath. All that rage burns off, replaced by something colder and more focused. He straightens up with a forced smile, clearly irritated but back in control. That look says he's made up his mind, and there's no backing out now. The view shifts to the frozen mountains as the condition is laid out. Whatever they're talking about, it's something only heroes are meant to reach, and that makes it way more dangerous than it sounds. The elf lays it out straight. This land is crawling with monsters. No safe zones, no shortcuts. Everything out here wants you dead. Before he can finish, the guy suddenly moves. He drops low and steps forward hard, catching everyone off guard. His foot slams into the snow and cracks it open, glowing red underneath. That single step says enough. He's already testing the ground, and he's not intimidated by what's waiting. The elf starts talking like he's trying to set rules, but the guy cuts that vibe off completely. He makes it clear he's not here to be led, and he never promised to follow anyone's path. He leans in, eyes sharp, checking the terrain and the energy in the air like he's reading the whole battlefield at once. Then his gaze tightens even more. He's spotted something. Whatever's out there just got noticed, and the calm is about to break. He clenches his fist so hard it cracks, blood dripping down his knuckles. That's not pain. It's him locking in his resolve. He straightens up and raises that fist high, power flaring from the ground beneath his feet. No speech, no warning, just a clear statement that he's done listening. The elf freezes, eyes wide behind the glasses. For the first time, he realizes this isn't someone he can manipulate or predict, and that scares him. The air starts vibrating, like the mountains themselves can't handle what's coming. The pressure keeps stacking, heavier every second. His clenched fist ignites, power exploding outward in a violent surge. This isn't a test anymore. It's raw intent being unleashed. The energy shoots straight down and slams into the ground, carving deep and burning hot. Whatever rule existed here just got overwritten, and everyone watching knows it crossed a line. The blast spreads out into a massive red wave, tearing across the snow like a signal flare. He's not just attacking. He's calling something out. He lifts his head with that tense, almost satisfied look, like he finally got the response he wanted. This was bait, and it worked. And right on cue, the real threats show up. A whole squad rolls in, different types, different ranks, all dangerous, like his power just rang the dinner bell for every monster nearby. A massive magic circle snaps into place, spinning and glowing like it's been waiting for this exact moment. This isn't random, it's a setup. The ground responds immediately, ripping upward as something huge forces its way out. Whatever's coming isn't subtle or friendly. He just watches it rise, calm and steady. No surprise, no fear, because this is exactly what he wanted to see. The elf's eyes go wide for real this time. Whatever just appeared completely blows past his expectations, and you can see the confidence crack. A colossal tower stands before them, dark and oppressive, stretching straight into the sky. This isn't a dungeon or a ruin. This is a landmark of pure danger. He looks up from below, frozen in disbelief. All that planning, all that confidence, and now he's realizing they've stumbled into something way bigger than either of them. The doors open on their own, and he walks straight in like he's been here before. No hesitation, just confidence pulling him forward. Inside is massive and empty, every step echoing. The place feels ancient, like it's been waiting for someone strong enough to enter. As they move deeper, the guy stays focused ahead, while the elf trails behind, overthinking everything. The gap between how calm one is and how uneasy the other feels keeps getting wider. They step onto the red carpet, and the vibe instantly shifts. This isn't an exploration anymore. It feels like an audience has already been scheduled. The elf glances around, eyes moving fast behind the glasses. He's alert now, fully aware they're being watched, even if nothing's moved yet. Deep below, something stirs. A massive presence tightens its grip, chains rattling like a warning. Whatever's locked up down there knows someone just crossed the line. They stop halfway down the carpet and face each other. No distractions now. Whatever's about to be said actually matters. A map flashes through the explanation, pointing out the Urgis Mountains and the surrounding regions. This isn't a random tower. It's sitting right in the worst possible location. The elf looks serious for once, laying out the situation clearly. The tone's changed. This isn't bragging anymore. It's strategy and survival talk. He watches from behind, jaw tight, eyes sharp. The mood flips instantly. Whatever's about to happen, he already knows it's not going to be friendly. Then it clicks. His face twists into this wild, almost unhinged grin. Dude isn't confused anymore. He's excited. Like he just figured out the game, and he's ready to play dirty. The guy in front drops to one knee, clearly forced down, not out of respect. The power gap is obvious now. The one standing behind isn't just watching anymore. He's in control. The situation has fully flipped, and from here on, the kneeling guy isn't calling any shots. He finally speaks. Not loud, not dramatic, just a calm, sharp line that cuts through the tension. This isn't hesitation. It's a decision being locked in. The scene pulls back and the scale hits hard. He stands alone, facing an entire city from above, like everything down there is already within his reach. This isn't about running anymore. He's choosing to step beyond the rules. The focus shifts to a quiet corner nearby. Light spills out into the night, peaceful and unaware. Whatever he's about to do next, it's going to disturb this calm. The storm hasn't arrived yet, but it's already moving. He appears in the night sky, straight up descending like he owns the darkness. No rush, no fear. This isn't an escape or an attack. He's coming here on purpose. She freezes the moment she senses him. Her calm breaks, eyes widening as she looks up. She doesn't know what's about to happen, but she knows one thing for sure. This moment is about to change everything. For the first time, his confidence cracks. He looks up, eyes shaking, like he just realized something is seriously wrong. Whatever he expected, this wasn't part of the plan. Inside his head, it's pure chaos. Panic hits all at once. The tough, in-control act is gone, and now it's just raw fear screaming at him to run. So the demon lord walks in expecting chaos, but instead he finds this girl just sitting there, calm but low-key shocked, like she did not sign up for this encounter today. She's staring right at him, eyes wide, clearly confused about why this guy with horns is suddenly in her space, but she's trying to process it instead of screaming. And the demon lord freezes too, because he wasn't ready for her to look this harmless. He's stunned, like, wait, this is the person I'm supposed to be dealing with? She awkwardly fixes her posture and tries to calm herself down, but you can tell she's still nervous and doesn't know what to say. She finally speaks up, politely greeting him like he's some unexpected guest instead of a literal demon lord standing in front of her. He looks thrown off by how gentle and composed she is. Instead of fear or anger, he's just confused, wondering why this human is acting so normal around him. She suddenly leans forward with both hands out, like she's introducing herself or asking for reassurance, totally sincere and open. That just makes things more awkward, so he steps closer, looking at her like he's trying to figure out what kind of strange human behavior this is. He goes quiet for a moment, lost in thought, realizing this meeting isn't going anything like he expected. She brightens up a little, like she's come to a decision and finally knows how to respond to him. He studies her carefully, still guarded, but now there's a hint of curiosity in his eyes. Then she calmly reaches out her hand toward him, like she's offering peace, while he stands there unsure how to react to this totally unexpected gesture. We jump to a frozen mountain range where the demon lord's tower stands alone in the middle of the snow, looking super isolated and dangerous. He arrives back at the tower carrying the girl in his arms, like he didn't trust her to walk through this brutal cold on her own. Inside, she hops down and greets the long-haired elf-looking guy like this is totally normal, while the demon lord stands behind her, quietly watching their reaction. The demon lord and his aide talk quietly, both looking serious, like they're discussing what to do with this unexpected guest. She gets sent into this huge, empty hall, completely alone, the place feeling cold and intimidating. Overwhelmed by everything that just happened, she finally breaks down and starts crying on the floor, the loneliness hitting her all at once. We flash back to when she was still living peacefully, resting in bed with a maid by her side, safe and cared for. Her old life was bright and calm, surrounded by nature, sunlight, and beautiful gardens. Remembering all that, she forces a small smile, trying to stay strong even though she's now trapped in a completely different world. Back in the present, the demon lord sits deep in thought, clearly bothered by something he can't shake off. His aide stands behind him, explaining the situation calmly, but the demon lord still looks conflicted, like he doesn't fully understand why this girl is affecting him this much. We see the kinds of terrifying beings that usually surround him, reminding us that his world is full of monsters and darkness, nothing like the gentle life the girl came from. He keeps a stern expression, but you can tell his thoughts are drifting back to her again, like he's starting to worry without meaning to. Meanwhile, far away, there's another ancient tower hidden deep in a jungle, hinting that the world is full of dangerous places just like his domain. And inside that wild land, a massive beast rules over monsters, showing exactly what kind of threats exist out there, the kind of things she'd never survive on her own. The demon lord heads out himself, ready to confront the monster threat directly, his back straight and resolve solid. The beast reacts with pure hostility, eyes glowing and fangs bared, sensing a real challenger has arrived. Calm and collected, the demon lord stands his ground with his aide behind him, showing that he's completely unfazed by even this terrifying opponent. The massive beast towers over him, snarling with raw aggression, but the demon lord doesn't even flinch, staring it down like it's nothing. We see a flashback of the beast in its old human form, raging out of control, hinting that this isn't just some random monster, but someone with a past. Now fully consumed by its monstrous side, the beast lunges with murderous intent, going all in on the attack. Before the beast can even finish its move, the demon lord smashes its attack straight into the ground like it's nothing. The monster reels back in shock, realizing this guy is way stronger than it expected. Standing over the wrecked ground and the broken attack, the demon lord just looks down at it calmly, making it clear who's really in control here. He lowers his head slightly, his expression turning cold and serious, like he's done wasting time. Then he stomps the ground with overwhelming force, the impact tearing through the earth. A massive shockwave explodes outward, sending the beast flying back while he stands unfazed at the center, proving just how terrifying his power really is. He stares straight at the beast with a deadly calm look, like he's already decided this fight is over. The monster's eyes go wide as fear finally kicks in, realizing just how outmatched it is. Sweating and shaking, the beast tries to bare its fangs again, but now it's obvious that confidence is gone and panic has fully taken over. Instead of finishing it off, the demon lord simply turns his back and walks away, leaving the terrified beast frozen in place. The monster ends up following behind him like a scolded subordinate, clearly submitting to his authority. We cut back to the snowy tower, where the girl is still staying, completely unaware of everything that just went down outside. Back at the tower, the demon lord discusses the situation with his aide again, still trying to figure out how to handle the girl. He leans back in his chair, looking a bit frustrated and tired, like this is way more complicated than he expected. Meanwhile, snow drifts quietly outside the tower windows, showing how isolated and cut off from the world this place really is. He rubs his forehead, clearly annoyed, like the whole situation is giving him a headache. Then his eyes sharpen, showing that he's made up his mind about something important. He stands up with a determined look, ready to actually do something about the girl instead of just overthinking it. He pulls up a magical screen, checking some kind of profile or report clearly digging into information about her. As he reads, his expression shifts, a bit of concern showing, like whatever he's seeing isn't simple. Then a new message pops up in front of him, and he turns toward it, realizing the situation might be about to get even more complicated. The message opens with the image of that terrifying beast, now looking completely obedient and reporting in. The demon lord listens, eyebrows raised, clearly not expecting this kind of update from the monster. He just humbled. But whatever he hears next leaves him stunned and sweating, like the situation with the girl is turning way more serious than he thought. His aide rushes toward him in a panic, clearly bringing urgent news. We cut to a peaceful scene filled with flowers, sunlight, and butterflies, looking completely out of place compared to the harsh snowy tower. The calm, garden-like scenery continues, hinting that something beautiful and unexpected has appeared where it shouldn't exist. The demon lord steps outside and is completely stunned, unable to process what he's seeing. Right in the middle of his frozen domain, a warm, sunny paradise has appeared, filled with life and color. And at the center of it all, the girl happily plays with cute little elemental creatures, totally at ease, like she's brought a piece of her old peaceful world into his. He slowly walks toward the scene, still trying to wrap his head around how any of this is even possible. There's a hint of disbelief and confusion in his eyes, like she's breaking every rule he knows about this world. Meanwhile, she's just laughing and playing with the spirit creatures like a kid in a meadow, completely carefree, while he stands there watching her in stunned silence. He completely loses his composure, shocked that she managed to create something this unreal inside his domain. She just smiles softly, surrounded by the spirits, looking peaceful and genuinely happy for the first time since arriving. Then we cut to a grand holy city far away, hinting that news of her existence may soon spread beyond the demon lord's tower. A furious ruler loses his mind, screaming in rage as if he's just heard the worst possible news. Immediately, holy knights are mobilized, marching out in force, ready to hunt down whatever has shaken their kingdom so badly. She casually fixes her hair and flashes that playful smile, like she already knows she's about to stir something up. The vibe is light, teasing, and way too confident for an innocent moment. He freezes the second he notices her, eyes sharp and guarded, but there's a clear crack in his composure. Dude's trying to act unfazed, but his attention is already locked in. Then she brings out the slime, holding it carefully like it's precious, almost shy now. The mood flips. This isn't just playful anymore. It feels like the start of something unexpected between them. She steps closer, clearly nervous now, clutching the slime like she's offering him more than just a gift. Her eyes keep flicking up to him, waiting, hoping he won't shut her down. He goes quiet, jaw tight, staring ahead like he's fighting a whole internal war. You could tell he's holding something back, confusion, restraint, maybe even fear of reacting the wrong way. Then his gaze sharpens, focus narrowing completely on her. Whatever hesitation he had is gone. This is the moment he decides how things are about to change. He turns away first, shoulders stiff, like he's forcing himself to put distance between them before things get messy. That single step back says he's choosing control over impulse. Then he looks back, expression serious and conflicted, finally speaking up instead of dodging it. You can tell he's laying down a boundary, even if it's hard for him to do. She blinks, caught off guard, lips parting slightly as the weight of his words sinks in. The excitement drains into quiet surprise. This didn't go the way she imagined at all. Hard cut to a massive, holy-looking fortress, cold, grand, and untouchable. The kind of place where decisions get made and normal people just deal with the consequences. Inside, the vibe is tense and formal. Leaders lined up on both sides, all facing the throne like they're waiting for a verdict. Someone up top is about to drop a call. That changes everything. Then we zoom in on two guys. One looks smug like he's already winning, while the other is slumped and wrecked, clearly getting dragged into this. It feels like a setup, one side pushing, the other side paying the price. The king completely loses it, roaring like the whole room just personally betrayed him. This isn't authority speaking anymore. This is pure rage, loud and unfiltered. He keeps shouting, pointing fingers, making it clear someone's about to be blamed hard. The guy standing behind him stays silent, hand behind his back, already knowing how this power play ends. Cut to a dark flashback energy. This man's eyes are calm, almost cold, as shadows of soldiers and a ruined tower loom behind him. Whatever's coming next, it's rooted in a past that never really stayed buried. The crowd flinches all at once, gasps cutting through the hall as everyone realizes things just crossed a line. This isn't politics anymore. It's about to turn violent. A hand slams down hard, cracking wood and drawing blood, pure fury with zero restraint. That impact says more than words ever could. The king lifts his head slowly, eyes burning with spite and pride twisted together. You can tell he's made up his mind, and whatever order comes next is going to ruin someone's life. The order drops like a hammer, heavy enough to suck the air out of the hall. Everyone stands frozen while one man kneels at the center, already knowing there's no way out of this. The king's eyes go wide and empty, locked in that terrifying calm-after-rage stare. This isn't a threat or a warning. This is a final decision. Cut straight to isolation. A lone tower buried deep in endless snow, far from mercy, far from witnesses. Wherever he's being sent, it's not punishment meant to end quickly. It's meant to erase him slowly. Back in the present, he's sitting like he owns the room, while a subordinate stands behind him waiting for orders. The power dynamic is clear. He's the one calling the shots now. A close-up of his mouth, curling into a small, dangerous smile. He's not shocked by what happened. He's amused, like everything is lining up exactly how he planned. He finally turns with that confident smirk, speaking like he's already 2 steps ahead of everyone in the castle. The guy in the back stays quiet, but you can feel he's locked in, ready to execute whatever comes next. Everyone crowds around the table as the map takes center stage, markers already placed like the game's halfway through. This isn't discussion, it's strategy being forced into motion. He watches it all with that calm, confident grin, like the board looks exactly how he wants it to. You can tell he's already predicting who's going to fall first. The king leans forward, palms pressed down, shoulders shaking with barely contained anger. Even now, he's reacting, while others are already moving ahead of him. We're back at that snow-buried tower, standing tall like a prison designed to make you forget the outside world even exists. The place screams, no one comes back the same. Inside, a crowd gathers around a notice board, and the mood instantly turns sour. People realize the assignment is the tower, and nobody's excited. You can feel the room thinking the same thing. This is basically a death sentence. 2 guys start talking like they're already making excuses. One straight up saying he's not trying to die for some hero nonsense, while another looks way too smug, like he's fine watching others take the risk. The mission hasn't even started, and the fear is already splitting the group. That smirk comes back, subtle but sharp, like he just heard something entertaining instead of concerning. He's clearly not worried. If anything, he's intrigued. The guy behind him stands stiff and uneasy, eyes narrowed, already sensing where this is heading. He knows that smile usually means someone's about to get played. He leans forward, fingers tapping together, gaze locked and intense. This is him deciding to step in, not out of duty, but because the chaos unfolding looks way too useful to ignore. The king snaps again, screaming like someone just challenges authority to his face. Veins popping, logic gone. This is pure ego in meltdown mode. He grabs his own crown, clutching his head like the pressure finally caught up to him. Power's still there, but control is slipping fast, and everyone can feel it. Meanwhile, everything flips to a cold, system-like readout, stats, points, progress ticking up quietly. While the king is losing his mind, something else is steadily gaining power behind the scenes, completely detached from his rage. He lounges on the throne like it's his natural habitat, casually swiping through those floating screens like he's checking messages. The whole system is under his control, and he's treating it like a tool, not a miracle. A grim montage hits, armored figures, tense faces, and that heavy something went wrong atmosphere. It feels like a preview of the kind of battlefield this tower creates. People don't just fight monsters, they get broken. Back to the room. He speaks without losing that calm edge, while the aide behind him looks stressed and hesitant. The boss is already set on the plan. Everyone else is just trying to keep up. Someone completely snaps, face twisted in pure panic and rage, screaming like the truth finally hit them all at once. This is what happens when fear stops being quiet. The aide freaks out, clutching his head as that dark, purple energy looms overhead, like a nightmare made real. Whatever power they're dealing with is way beyond what he signed up for. Meanwhile, he's just sitting there relaxed and unbothered. Legs crossed like this is all entertainment. While everyone else is losing their mind, he's already accepted one thing. This chaos is exactly what he wanted. The story shifts to a fortified city tucked beneath icy mountains, calm on the surface, but clearly built for war. This place doesn't welcome outsiders, it measures them. Heavy boots hit the ground as someone arrives, chains clinking and guards instantly turning alert. Just that presence alone tells you this isn't some random visitor. The guards whisper among themselves, quickly labeling him a mercenary. No name, no title, just a dangerous stranger walking into the middle of their territory. At the gate, a guard raises his sword, but the cloaked guy casually flicks out a coin like it's a password. The tension flips fast. This isn't a fight, it's a payoff. As he walks through, we hear the guards whispering behind him, calling him half-elf and acting like he's supposed to be trusted. He doesn't even react, just keeps moving like he's heard worse. He steps into the busy town square, blending into the crowd under that heavy cloak. But the way he carries himself says he's not here to sightsee. He's here to hunt something down. Inside a rowdy tavern, a group of mercs are laid out like they own the place. Boots up, drinks everywhere, zero discipline. This is where egos come to get bruised. One of them stumbles back hard, crashing into furniture with a loud thud, clearly losing the argument the physical way. The room pauses, waiting to see who's next. A rough-looking merc leans forward with a crooked grin, gesturing like he's inviting trouble on purpose. He's testing the air, seeing who's bold enough to answer him. Two mercs start losing it, laughing way too loud, mugs slamming the table as the tension turns into straight-up chaos. This isn't friendly banter anymore, it's bait. One of them suddenly lunges forward, body flying over the table like he's done talking. Drinks spill, food goes everywhere, and the whole tavern knows a fight just kicked off. Another guy throws his head back and laughs like a maniac, mouth wide, eyes wild. To him, this isn't danger, it's entertainment, and he's been waiting for it all night. Mid-laugh, one of the mercs suddenly senses something behind him, grin freezing as cold dread creeps in. That split second of fear, says he realized, way too late. Next thing you know, bodies are hitting the floor, the fight ending before it even properly starts. From loud chaos to total shutdown in one clean move. He finally steps into view, smiling like he just finished a warm-up. Calm, sharp, and way too comfortable. This isn't his first time breaking a room full of people. Three guys rush him at once. One comes from above with a weapon, another charges him like a brute, and the third tries to flank. They're thinking numbers will save them. Bad idea. In a blink, he slips through and lands a brutal hit that drops one guy hard, blood bursting as the others panic mid-attack. Their confidence evaporates instantly. He keeps moving without slowing down, spinning the fight into a clean takedown chain. Another attacker gets launched and smashed aside like he weighs nothing. The tavern brawl turns into a one-man highlight reel, and everyone watching understands. This isn't a fair fight. The biggest guy in a room finally jumps in, raising his weapon overhead like he's about to end this in one swing. Pure strength, zero technique. He's betting everything on brute force. But the moment the strike comes down, he's already gone. The cloaked guy twists aside with a sharp grin, eyes glowing with that got-you look as he slips into the blind spot. The brute's face warps in shock, eyes bulging as he realizes the hit missed, and the counter is already on the way. This is the exact second he understands he picked the wrong target. Someone finally panics and bolts, grabbing another guy, and trying to drag him away like escape is still an option. The fight's officially gone survival mode. In the next second, bodies go flying through tables and railings, wood exploding everywhere from the impact. The tavern turns into a war zone, and he's the center of it. Close up on a terrified face, hands clutching his head, eyes shaking like they've seen a monster. At this point, the brawl isn't about winning, it's about getting out alive. Outside, he's smiling again, sharp and satisfied, like the chaos behind him was just another routine job. Not a drop of hesitation, just that quiet thrill of control. The tavern erupts in noise as people get thrown out into the street, crashes and shouts echoing all over. Whatever happened inside clearly didn't stay contained. Bystanders freeze and stare, confused and tense, trying to process why a peaceful street just turned into a disaster zone. Meanwhile, he's already moved on, leaving shock in his wake. Inside the tavern, it's pure aftermath. Bodies everywhere, tables snapped, food and drinks scattered like a storm hit the room. One guy is still standing at the edge, calm in the middle of total ruin. He grabs one of the survivors and lifts him up like he's weightless, the man choking and flailing while those cold eyes glow from the shadow. This isn't fighting anymore. This is interrogation energy. Hard cut to a rich, heavily guarded mansion tucked behind gates and trees. The story's clearly shifting from street-level chaos to someone important who's about to get involved. Two cloaked figures slip through the mansion grounds like they've done this before, footsteps quiet and synced. No alarms, no rush. This is a planned visit. Inside, the mood turns grim fast. Cages line the room, people locked up behind bars, barely holding it together. One thug tries to act tough, but he's already sweating, staring up at the wrong guy. Before he can finish reacting, a hit lands straight to the gut, brutal and clean, knocking the air and the courage right out of him. The message is clear: talk now, or the next one won't stop there. The thug forces a greasy grin, flashing that "I can still talk my way out" smile, even with fear leaking through it. He's trying to act confident, but it's the fake kind. He starts rambling fast, eyes wide and twitchy, like he's ready to sell out anyone to save himself. The cloaked guy behind him stays quiet, letting him dig his own grave with words. Then we get the slow, deliberate step forward, boots on stone, no rush. That sound alone tells you the conversation is about to get a lot more serious. The thug starts bargaining hard, arms spread like money alone can fix this mess. You can tell he thinks gold still gives him control here. Cut back to him sitting relaxed, not even looking impressed, while his aide stands stiff behind him. That offer doesn't move him at all. It actually sounds boring. Then we see one of the captives behind bars, eyes sharp despite the mask and chains. There's something different about him, like he's not broken, just waiting for the right moment. The thug gestures up at the cage like he's showing off merchandise, grinning as if this seals the deal. Inside, the prisoner stays low and silent, but the tension around him feels way heavier than the bars. Hard smash back to the royal hall. Someone kneels alone at the center, surrounded by cold stares and absolute authority. Different place, same energy, power looking down, deciding who gets crushed next. A knight drops to one knee, head bowed, hand to his chest, carrying the weight of duty like it's personal. This isn't just loyalty. It's a promise he can't walk away from. He lifts his head, eyes sharp and determined, resolve locking in place. Whatever order he just received, he's already committed to seeing it through, no matter the cost. The thug keeps talking, gesturing up at the cage like he's proud of what he owns, trying to sell this whole situation as business. He's acting confident, but the silence from the other side is already unsettling. Inside the cage, the half-elf finally looks up, eyes sharp and furious behind the mask. He's not scared. He's locked in, burning with restraint, like he's memorizing every face in the room. Back outside the bars, the thug turns toward him with a twisted grin, while the cloaked guy stands calm and unreadable. The air shifts here. This isn't about money or deals anymore. It's about deciding who's getting out and who's not. The thug panics and instantly backtracks, swearing he'd never mess with an elf, especially not that kind. You can feel him scrambling, realizing he just named something dangerous out loud. The cloak guy goes cold the moment he hears it. Eyes sharpening like a switch just flipped. That single word changes everything. This isn't a random captive anymore. The thug tries to play it off, muttering excuses and half-lies, but it's too late. The fear on his face says he knows he just exposed something he absolutely shouldn't have. The courtyard goes quiet, just the cage sitting there like a trap, and the cloak guy standing off to the side, watching. The half-elf stays crouched inside, waiting for whatever move comes next. He steps in close and snaps something with that purple energy, like a seal or restraint getting shut off. The half-elf flinches at the click, realizing the lock on his body is changing. The half-elf lifts his head with a vicious grin, eyes lit up like he's been starving for a chance to move. The moment those restraints loosen, the predator finally wakes up. He stops right in front of the bars, keeping his distance but making it clear he's in control. The half-elf sits on the floor, tense, watching every move like he's deciding whether to trust or attack. The half-elf finally speaks, voice tight and angry, eyes narrowed like he's been holding that rage in for days. He's not begging, he's demanding answers. The cloak guy answers calmly, almost casually, like this situation doesn't scare him at all. That tone alone tells the half-elf, this isn't a rescue out of kindness, it's an offer with strings. He pauses for a second, eyes steady, like he's weighing how much truth to give and how much to keep to himself. This isn't hesitation, it's calculation. The half-elf stares back with a sharp, bitter smile, clearly not buying the compact. He's been hurt too many times to trust words, but he's listening anyway. Then he shifts forward despite the chains, leaning in like he's accepting the conversation on his own terms. The tension locks in here, two dangerous people sizing each other up, knowing this deal could turn into alliance or bloodshed real fast. He lets out that small, confident grin again, like he just heard the exact response he wanted. The deal is basically confirmed in his head. Then he places a hand to his chest and calmly calls up a glowing magic card, purple energy swirling like a contract being summoned. This isn't persuasion anymore, it's him pulling out the terms. The half-elf's chains flare with that same purple light and tighten around him, power crawling over his body. It's a forced reminder. Even if this is an offer, the control is still in the cloaked guy's hands right now. The half-elf grins wide, teeth showing, like pain and fear just flipped into excitement. This isn't submission. It's someone who's been waiting for permission to go wild. He straightens up despite the chains, flexing his fingers as power starts to respond to him again. The stance says it all. He's accepting the deal, but on his own terms. The cloaked guy smiles back, calm and satisfied, like this outcome was inevitable. Two predators, same page now. The moment this alliance locks in, things are about to get bloody fast. The half-elf's expression softens for a second, eyes drifting like he's remembering something old and heavy. It's the calm before the switch flips. He suddenly drops forward, body sagging like the weight finally caught up to him, and the cloak guy steps in without panic. This isn't weakness, it's restraint snapping. Then he explodes into wild laughter, eyes blown wide, grin stretching too far to be normal. The berserker is fully awake now, and whatever happens next won't be subtle at all. They move out through a huge, echoing hall, two cloaked figures walking like they belong there, while the half-elf lags off to the side, already giving off unstable energy. It feels like they just unleash something they can barely steer. The leader sits back with a satisfied smile, completely calm, like this chaos is still within his plan. He looks more like a guy enjoying results than someone helping anyone. And right on cue, the half-elf snaps again, screaming with that feral rage, hands clawing at the air like he's ready to rip into the first thing that moves. The leash is off. Now, it's about whether the handler can keep him pointed in the right direction. The massive hall falls dead silent, like everyone just dipped and left the space holding its breath. Whatever decision was made, the aftermath is already settling in. We jump outside to a bright, peaceful scene, flowers, greenery, way too calm compared to what's brewing. It's the kind of quiet that feels temporary. Then the half-elf shouts again, rage spilling out loud and raw. like he's fighting the world itself. No filter, no control, just pure berserker energy ready to erupt. Purple energy floods the space as the scene locks in. This isn't a discussion, it's a declaration. Power surges like a signal flare saying the game has officially started. The half-elf goes quiet, eyes sharpening as the madness pulls inward instead of spilling out. That rage didn't disappear, it condensed, and that's way more dangerous. Cut to the frozen wastes ahead, massive shadowy monsters watching from the snow with glowing red eyes. The destination's finally clear, and the half-elf realizes this isn't a mission for survival. It's a place made for monsters like him to be unleashed. The half-elf drops to one knee and makes it official. He swears loyalty for the next 100 years like he's signing his life away on purpose. Everyone watching knows this isn't thanks for the help. It's a full-on binding pledge. He lowers his gaze, face tight and serious, like this vow costs him something real. Whatever he used to belong to is gone now. He's choosing a new master. And the guy in front of him smiles, satisfied but calm, like this was always the end goal. He didn't just recruit muscle. He just secured a weapon on a century-long leash. The half-elf just blanks out for a second, staring into nothing like his brain is still catching up to the life choices he just made. From berserk monster to whatever this is now. Smash cut to him grinding ingredients like he's been doing kitchen work his whole life, hands moving on autopilot. The rage is gone, replaced by silent focus. This is his new normal settling in. Then the scene widens, and it's low-key hilarious. He's cooking side by side with others, food lined up, vibes weirdly wholesome. Same guy who was ready to massacre everything earlier, now just part of the routine, like chaos really did get domesticated. Time skip hits hard. Now, they're all sitting at a long, formal table like this is some noble family dinner. Same people, totally different vibe, and the chaos feels oddly distant. The half-elf sits properly for once, holding himself together, eyes calm but guarded. He looks out of place, but not uncomfortable, like he's learning how to exist without chains. Across the table, the leader and the girl sit casually, eating like this is just another normal meal. No tension, no drama, just quiet proof that everything has changed since that night. The half-elf suddenly loses it again, jumping up and shouting like his instincts kicked in before his brain. Old habits die hard, especially for someone wired for chaos. Before it goes anywhere, the leader shuts it down instantly, calmly holding up food and telling him to sit and eat. The contrast is wild, pure authority without raising his voice. Then the girl pops in cheerfully, claiming credit like she was part of the whole operation too. The tension breaks just enough to remind everyone this weird group dynamic is somehow functional. Out in the open field, the half-elf asks straight up if he's supposed to go pick a fight with the so-called heroes. No sarcasm, just him trying to figure out what his new job actually is. The leader doesn't even blink, casually tossing out an even crazier idea, telling him to become a spy instead. He's basically testing how far the half-elf is willing to go and how useful he can be. Then the leader smirks and beckons with his hand like, "Try me." He's setting the tone. Before missions, before plans, he wants to see what the half-elf can really do. They take off at the same time. Silhouettes slicing through the open field like this just turn into a real test run. No rules, no warnings, just movement. The half-elf goes all in, power flaring as he lunges forward with zero hesitation, grin wide and feral. This isn't restraint or strategy. This is him showing exactly what he's capable of. The ground tears up under the impact, wind and debris exploding outward as the clash begins. Whatever happens next, it's clear this sparring is about to get way more serious. The half-elf comes in like a wrecking ball, chaining hits without slowing down, rocks and shockwaves flying everywhere. He's not testing anymore. He's trying to overwhelm him outright. For a split second, the leader actually looks surprised, head snapping back from the impact. It's subtle, but that reaction alone proves the attack wasn't sloppy. It landed. The half-elf roars and pushes harder, pouring everything into the follow-up like he's daring him to break. This isn't about winning now. It's about proving he's worth keeping. The leader gets pinned for a moment, golden bindings snapping up from the ground like a trap that actually worked. Even he didn't expect that timing. The half-elf charges in, fist glowing, laughing like he finally found someone who can take a hit. This is him going all out without holding back a single instinct. And then, cut to that smile. Calm, sharp, almost amused. The kind of look that says he let this happen on purpose, just to see how far the half-elf would go. The leader flips the switch and his aura turns murderous. Dark power spikes out like a clawed shadow, crashing down on the half-elf's charge. This isn't sparring anymore, it's a warning shot. We zoom in, and he's smiling like a monster, eyes wide and dead serious at the same time. That grin says he's finally showing the part of him nobody gets to see twice. The half-elf freezes mid-momentum, sweat breaking out as instinct screams at him to back off. For the first time since this started, he realizes he might not be the scariest thing here. Quick cut back to that frozen tower, standing alone in the snow like a reminder of where monsters are made. The place still feels cursed, like everything traces back to it. Then we jump to a normal-looking town building, quiet and unassuming, like nothing bad ever happens here. It's the kind of calm that never lasts long. And right away, that merc's face fills the frame, laughing way too hard, eyes glowing like he just found something fun again. Whatever plan is moving now, he's clearly enjoying the chaos way more than he should. The loudmouth tries to size him up like it's a business deal, shouting about budget and acting like money decides everything. But you can tell he's also nervous, because this guy isn't reacting like a normal customer. No argument, no flexing, just action. The cloaked guy drops a heavy bag of gold, coins spilling out like he's paying for the whole place. That's his answer. He's not negotiating. The room shifts instantly. People whisper, watching the thug's expression change from confident to confused. Now everyone's wondering what the catch is because nobody throws money like that unless they're buying something dangerous. The thug switches up instantly, calling him sir and captain. All smiles and obedience now that the gold's out. That confidence earlier? Completely gone. Cut to the half-elf, bruised, patched up, and clearly not thrilled about it. He looks annoyed more than hurt, like this whole situation is beneath him, but he's playing along. The rest of the group just stares in silence, faces blank and unsure, trying to process what kind of crew they just got dragged into. No one says it out loud, but everyone's thinking the same thing. This job just got way out of hand. The group crowds around the half-elf. Patching him up and fussing like this is suddenly a team effort. Awkward care, rough hands, but there's a weird warmth there, like he's not just a weapon anymore. From a distance, the leader watches them quietly, letting it happen without stepping in. He's not micromanaging. He's observing how the pieces move when he doesn't touch the board. Close on his eye as it narrows just a bit, sharp and thoughtful. He's already planning the next step, and whatever comes next is going to test this new crew for real. The half-elf stands in the middle of the group, cheeks still flushed, eyes darting around like he's not used to being surrounded without chains. It's awkward, tense, but for once he's not alone. Then the leader snaps the moment, voice cutting through everything as he finally speaks up. Whatever he's about to say, it's not optional. This is the start of real orders.